Grade 11, Lesson 2. Connect to a database for non-SQL. Good day everybody, welcome to the second lesson of Grade 11 of databases. We will look at how to connect a database for non-SQL. Let's begin. The contents of this video. You will need the following components: a data module, a TADO connection, a TADO table, and a data source. We will then look how they all fit together and then an example. Let's look at the components. The data module. This form will encapsulate all of the components. Please name it DM, which is short for data module. The TADO connection. This will be the connection between the Delphi program and the database. Important, remember to untick the login prompt property. We will use the naming convention of ConDB, where con stands for connection, DB stands for database. Let's look at the TADO table. This will be the connection to each of the tables in the database. In other words, if the database has 3 tables, there should be 3 TADO table components. We will use the naming convention of TBL table name, where table name is the name of the table in the database. Let's look at the T data source. With the TADO table, this will be used to gather and push the data to and from the database. A T data source will be needed for each table in your database. We will use the naming convention of DS table name, where table name is the name of the table in the database. Let's look at how they fit together. As you can see, we've got the database which flows into the ConDB. The ConDB flows into each of the tables, table 1, table 2, and table 3, and then each table flows into its correct data source. Table 1 flows into data source for table 1, table 2 flows into the data source of table 2, and table 3 flows into the data source of table 3. Let's look at an example, connecting a database.mdb to a Delphi program. Here is a picture of our table layout. We've got Cape Town shop, Durban shop, Makadu shop, and Pretoria shop. Okay, so here we've got our example. So now what we need is we need to add the data module. To do that, we first go to File, New, Other. Then we select our data module. We say OK. Then it adds it. Let's just make it a bit bigger so we can actually see what's going on. Okay, so first we need to add the connection. So we go to DB Go, we select TADO connection, we call it ConDB, same there. Okay, so now let's also rename our data module to DM for data module. Okay, let's quickly set up our ConDB, ensure that login prompt is off. Now we need to build the connection string. We click on those 3 dots over there. We say build. Then you select whichever provider you would like. We're going to use Jet4 for this example. We say next. Click on those 3 dots. Select our database. Then we say test connection, connection successful. We say OK. Then we copy this string. Copy it, we say cancel, then on the data module on create event. So that one, we say conDB dot connection string is equal to. Now this is a fixed path, fixed directory. We need to make it a relative directory. So to do that, we need to change this a bit. So we take, this is our database name over here. That's our database. So let's delete all of this beforehand till we get to source equals. Let's go like that. And delete all of this. Like that. Okay, cool. Now we have to save it. So we say data module _u, save. Okay, now we've saved our module. Now we need to add our tables. To do that, we say TADO table. We will need 4 of those. So we give them our table names. Okay, and thanks to some video trickery, all 4 of our tables have been added. Next, we need to add the data source. So we'll click on data access, data source, add that, and then we name it the same as our table names. And then we add 4 again. And then again, thanks to some trickery, we've got our our data sources all lined up. Okay, next step, we need to start connecting everything. So in our table, we go say connection. We could point them all to ConDB. Next, in our data set, we point them all to the correct tables. Together, let's build the tables up. So in our code again, we're going to say table Cape Town dot table name, and then we give it the name that is provided in the database. Okay, again, thanks to some video trickery, all of our table names have been set. Just on another point, remember to add a dot there so it uses the correct location. By your source, there should be a little dot and a backslash, then your database name. Now we have to open all of our tables. So we'll go table Cape Town shop dot open. And we'll go table Durban dot. Okay, now we have connected all of our databases and tables. We've set up everything. We've opened it. Now we just need to close it. When we destroy our program or when the program terminates, we need to close these connections. So what we'll do is on destroy, we will start closing them. Okay, so in this on data module destroy, we will say table dot close table dot close table dot close table dot close. Then lastly, what we'll do is we close the ConDB dot close, and that's all you need to start working with a database in Delphi. Good luck. Okay, and then the last thing we need to do is we just need to include the data module in our main program. So we'll go to main program, we'll say file, use unit, data module, your choice of implementation or interface. We'll take interface and we'll say okay. Then if we go to code, we'll see there is our data module. That's all. Good luck.